Again, as we hop into Agent Select, courtesy of our friends at Prime Gaming.
Well, we knew we were getting a clash today. That's why we clash, but we didn't expect it to clash that hard. We thought we might clash a little harder. So coming up, Prime Gaming Agent Select, like you said, we'll see what we have. As I look around the board, same composition for NUTURN. They'll be on attack first, as they usually run here on Ascent. And we're looking at basically the same thing that you are getting out of version 1. Coming out of Challengers, version 1 did have a Phoenix in this composition. But you do get that swapped out now. You find that Viper in there instead. Jammies locks that down, and we'll see what they can do. Focusing on version 1 here as we get into game 2. They have 2 games ahead of them if they want to make this happen with NUTURN, or version 1 taking the first map. Seeing our Viper wall set up here from the left. It's like Jammies will start it there. If he plays to the right or left side of the map, you will see Jammies kind of set that wall up as well from where Penny's standing right now and other times. But version 1 with the spike and a 2-3 split to start. NUTURN, rather.
And we're seeing some of that. And I think another thing we need to keep an eye on is the Astra Star investment. Where do they place it and how do they play around it there? We saw Top Cat, smoke went up, Drone was able to clear the middle of the map for free, and they were able to work their way in through that. Now, they are not investing in it from a personnel perspective, but I mean, look at Penny, dude. He most certainly is. Allows trying to hold down Market because they've taken that away, but the problem is the rest of the team can't work their way in through Garage. The hit's gonna have to go to A because they couldn't find any other entry.
If Allow can stay alive for even a little bit longer, the pressure he creates in this position is amazing. But they're going to be able to find him, take him down. Now they start heading to the site here. Zelsis.
Zelsis with the heroics. He does it again. The Burst Classic takes care of business. Vanity shows that anything Zelsis can do, Vanity might be able to do a bit better. He gets a kill of his own in the exact same fashion. Vanity gets the last. The defuse comes through for Zelsis. V1 win the pistol.
I like the play from NUTURN, off the ball, send a few towards B, make them think there's a play over there, find some utility, and then you kind of hard hit A site thinking you might have power in numbers. The start here from what Allow did in middle, if the rest of the team was then set up to instantly execute, that would have been awesome for them. But version 1 just seems to continuously read these mid-round plays super fast.
They do. It looks like we may... No, it looks like James is lining up. Okay, for the exact same wall. So same utility invested. I think another place that we want to keep... Well, there is some of that utility there, but it looks like this time, actually, they're heavily leaning towards B. The drone is going to clear out the middle. Zelsis swings out and is able to punish Suggest early on. Allow following the drone to clear the middle of the map. Yeah, the door's going to go down, but at least they have that space, much like they did in the previous round.
All right, so let's see what they do this time. Right? They know they can take that space. It felt comfortable for the last round. We know NUTURN's going to buy, so they'll be able to pressure a little bit more, not just having an eco round here. And now Allow can hang out. So does version 1 info deny there and say, okay, we know you're there, right? Sometimes nothing has to happen. It's the pressure NUTURN is trying to create. Nice little drone in here by Effies to figure out what's going on, is everybody's just patiently waiting on version 1 for the NUTURN play. And you have Perry all by his lonesome hanging out in Wine right now to see if there's any push out, anything version 1 wants to get an info.
You see NUTURN slowly working their way towards middle, because in the previous round, as we saw, Penny had wrapped his way around through mid and was behind Allow. And yeah, Allow got the kill, but you can see them adjusting towards that, expecting that aggression from Penny. This time they get through the middle of the map unscathed, and much different from the previous round. They're not going to be funneling in from the same way. As you mentioned, they have Perry and Wine. They're going to work their way in through Tree onto A, and it looks like for now Vanity's going to be the first line of defense. And what else but the classic, the Judge, man. Vanity and the Judge, name a better duo. Lakia looking to get the spike down, but with 11 seconds left, they're going to have to go. Allow control the middle of the map. Jamies punishes him, but the spike goes down.
A few things that shouldn't be happening here for NUTURN, like those frags going down, could allow now version 1 to come in with the better numbers. Flank from Jammies is going to happen. Dart goes in, that's underneath, and shot out. They have an idea where 1 is, Doug. This could be a tough post-plant hold.
Yeah, and then the snipe bite was there as well. Perry alone with the frenzy. Spotted a little bit of something, but wasn't able to deliver. So V1, they follow, they hold serve. We see what we expect out of them so far. NUTURN have managed to, the last couple of rounds, right? Like, they'll show a little. I think we need to keep an eye on that stuff, right? What is NUTURN doing? They'll show a little B, they'll exploit the middle of the map, but that's now 2 rounds in a row where they end up back at A, and while it was a slightly different variation of what we saw in round 1, the outcome was the same.
They're playing the numbers game. The lower the clock goes, the better chance you have at having bringing more numbers to a site than the defenders have. That's what NUTURN's doing. The clock goes down, you know the defense has rotated out. Chances are you're not going to meet more numbers there, just the way the defense pans out. But that's what they're doing. That's where they feel most comfortable, because right now the aim isn't on. We saw that from last map. It's a little bit shaky possibly, and NUTURN's trying to get themselves into the most comfortable position before making something happen, and nobody on version 1 is going to let them get comfortable here on a save round.
Dude, we can do an analyst segment on that play alone, but we're going to run out of time as Penny took the middle of the map, but solo Sheriff punishes it. I want to take a quick moment. We saw Perry work across with the fake smoke, right? And like that's a space that it buys. It allows you to pass it and leave the question mark on the other team around, okay, did somebody work their way through that or not? But Vanity read it like a book. He knew exactly where Perry was going to be to land that kill, and that's big. That said, V1 still have the numbers advantage, although there were a couple of trades.
Doug, NUTURN is right there on reading version 1, but it's always a step behind. It's Allow following Zelsis. He feels like he knows he's there. V1's always pushing, and they call it right this time. A Spectre pickup now for Suggest. They have 30 seconds left in the round. They're going to have to force it through tree.
No concern of Killjoy utility as Zelsis is sitting on the sideline for the rest of the round, but the gravity well leaves him sitting. It's so hard to work your way through that, and it's open season on members of NUTURN. You try to walk your way in through there, you're stuck and you get mowed down.
The verdict has been laid down by Vanity as he judges NUTURN around Gen on A. That, it's just having the right numbers, right? It's whether or not you're going to be at the right site. And as I explained it last round, unfortunately, they chose the one with more version 1 members at the end of the round. And it's becoming a pattern. Right now, you got to think, how does version 1 have all of these mind bullets they're sending out to read these plays? It's uncanny. Gun round on both sides. We do have the Blade Storm Frenzy from Allow.
You see the Nanostorm and the Gravity Well combo coming out from NUTURN at the exit to trees. So there's value. They've invested utility to control that area of the map every single round because they want to work the middle, but they've gotten the middle before Riv and they haven't been able to do anything with it.
And this is an incredibly different setup as well from V1, with now Jammies on the right towards A, all of the util, Sentinel, Initiator utility towards that left side of the site. They're expecting something big here for the gun round, and they want to be able to retake. A little bit of a lean rotation coming out of Effie's here as they reconsider what NUTURN might be doing. Trailblazer comes through, Doug, and it looks like a small commit here to get some info from NUTURN.
Yeah, Zelsis should be able to help him out, though. The shock dart, oh my gosh, throw all the utility you want at him. It doesn't matter as Vanity continues to hold fast, looking for the third. Suggest is just down to crumbs on health, 33 HP. Effie's has shown up as well. It's a party on this side of the map. NUTURN don't want to have anything to do with it as they somehow, through the chaos of the buckshot, walk away with enough personnel and enough health to try to flip the map.
That's a bit of a different look from V1 too. Oh, great job by Allow. They need to open this up as he lands 50 damage coming in from the snake bite. And now it's up to Suggest. 33 HP and a dream on this one. He does hear the dash, but Penny is too quick on that. And like I said, a different look in where they put Jammies there, but usually version 1 will only put 2 towards B. So having 3 there was probably a bit of a turn. Vanity being inside here. Usually Vanity's doing a little bit more rotating around, but he uses the Shock Bolt and Sonar Bolt there coming in from Effie's to do a lot of work. And the judge comes up big here. Vanity's not afraid to use it. Back to Sheriffs here. 1 Phantom as Allow was on Bladestorm last round. But that's 4 already for version 1. They continue.
Allow, the only one bringing a rifle into this round. But the play has been the same here.
What they need.
I guess the one difference is Solo like aggressively went in by himself this time. Got a weapon upgrade. He's already good for 2, Riv.
This is the Solo that version 1, or NUTURN needs, the fans need right now, as version 1 gets taken out 2 in a row, 3 in a row. you count the last one. And we're coming up on a minute left here. NUTURN feeling much more comfortable even coming in with this eco round, but they are starting to hit their frags.
They are, I mean, not a moment too soon. They understand, V1 does, that they've funneled their way onto the site. Celsius is alone here as James has not joined the play yet, and because of his desire to get a little bit of info, he gets punished at the hands of Lakia, and it could have actually been with Vanity's judge, of all things.
Yeah.
Ironic indeed, as James works his way around. You see that Perry, Perry's waiting for it. While he was waiting, not able to land the kill.
Are these the lineups that get it? Oh my word, there's one.
No way, right?
Got another one for Jenny, so he's actually just letting himself know where he doesn't need to look, where he can displace somebody, cutting some angles, but he's not going to be able to do enough as he gets cut down by Lakia there. And now from Haven to Ascent, we see the rounds of aggression being the ones that NUTURN capitalize on. Speed, aggression coming out of the gate, Solo grabbing it here, and this is what we saw from Solo in their victories, just cleaning up whoever would be standing in front of him at any time. Allow as well, a great job by NUTURN to turn it on this round. Woo! Okily dokily.
All right, here for NUTURN, what do they dial up? Oh man, the spikes on the side of A, and as soon as the gate goes down, Jamies invests the Viper's Pit to deny any entry into A, and I mean, that's like a hard, okay, well, we've got to reconsider something. If their plan was to go to A, that just becomes significantly more difficult. Solo does have the lockdown, right? So there's room to create something, and even with the Viper's Pit, Riv, it looks like they want to go in anyway. They've taken Cat, they're posted up down A long. They want to work this way.
Look how nobody's moving on version 1. NUTURN wants information. Now finally getting out of the situation. Tree is taken. Great ground and control by Allow and the rest of the team to start this off.
Oh, that's huge, right? The lockdown could have cleared Jamies out to drop the Viper's Pit. James plays it well, but he dies anyway. The Seekers are going to come out as well. Excuse me, as Penny's op is tamed, at least for now. As V1 consider how they want to retake this. They do have a lockdown of their own, but Riv, it looks like they don't even really want to try.
Yeah, they throw a lockdown in, and Lakia says, I'm going to take that out with my Hunter's Fury. So holding for now, they don't need to use too much. And NUTURN doing a great job there at working together now. You know, we saw them kind of try to take that B control away from Vanity when he had the judge, and it was 1 by 1. Feeling more comfortable, trusting each other. They're right behind each other, shooting over his shoulders. That's how you saw Allow and one other take Tree as they were taking that long as well. Look at, they're so happy. Just dancing back by Gelato, getting a quick order in before the next round. And NUTURN showing signs of life much earlier here in map 2 to start shutting down version 1.
Much earlier, Riv, and they needed it. If you track back to the previous round, to the previous map to Haven, they'd lost 8 rounds in a row, right? Before they'd won. Yeah. That round, so you can feel like the pressure, and yeah, the map has changed, but for NUTURN, they needed to will themselves out of the catacombs that they were in from a mental perspective to work your way into a better, more advantageous position, and so far, that's what NUTURN has been able to do. A heavy stack towards B, they've got Gravity Well, or excuse me, they have Astra Stars. Back towards B, denying information coming in from the defender spawn. It looks like they're going to try to hit B here, and we haven't seen a full hit here. They've tried Riv, but they just haven't been able to get past what V1 has set up here.
This is the first time version 1's kind of playing their own wall push towards mid. I think they leave Jammies to do this. The spam comes through from Zelsis. Tags a few, but nothing to write home about just yet.
So Vanity's going to, because of the information that's been gathered, Vanity's going to try to push his way out of A. He did get spotted by the alarm bot from Solo, or excuse me, the turret from Solo just then, so he's got to be expecting that. That's going to force NUTURN to have to double down on A because of the perception of pressure from that side of the map. The middle's not safe as well. Options continue to dwindle for NUTURN.
Look at how version 1 changes up just a little bit of the strategy, a little bit of the placement when the gun rounds come back around. Knowing they have to hit back on that economy, go for the throat of NUTURN. And version 1 is just able to make these slight changes that are not allowing NUTURN the ground they want to take control. Still, the possibility to take this one, if they can get the spike plant in. Lakia does have the Hunter's Fury, but it seems so far away at this point. And a shoulder shot to Allow from Penny is going to drop another one. It tiles on the map.
The kid doesn't miss, man. Penny just doesn't miss. It's just not fair. Now we look at how Perry has to work the most scenic of scenic routes to try to get back towards A. And again, it was because of the presence that Vanity showed early on. Perry has to respect the possibility that somebody has worked in through the attacker spawn and was wrapping in on them. Now Perry's going to be able to get away. Wow. He's going to keep the rifle. He stays alive, which is great. But you see just like those small moments, right? Like that small bit of presence destroying the turret really kind of puts them in a tizzy.
Just this push right here, let's say it. There's 2 pushed up in mid. You have information on tiles, no rotation. Information going up cat, no one's on A yet, so you only need to leave 1 on A. The way version 1 is able to distribute themselves and get the return on investment they are with info, with frags, is just making it so hard for NUTURN to do anything. Let's see here. This time it does not look like they want to be stalled and allows in the site to start.
Oh, gosh. Dude, the flash, the dash allows the tip of the spear, and it's instantly stripped off as he drops. You see Lakia drops as well with the Hunter's Fury. And now NUTURN find themselves again, like, looking for plan B. All right, B didn't work, so I guess it's probably more like plan mid or plan A, but you get what I'm saying. Nothing's working.
Spike down mid.
Okay. Penny. Okay. Okay. Oh, my word. Penny is heads up today, that's for damn sure. No tails. Perry takes down Jammies with the Phantom. and we're looking to see what he can do. Again, you know, Perry always being the last one alive, anchoring around, making sure he can be in astral form, but it makes for a tough situation when you cannot regroup with the team due to what version 1 is making happen here. It's going to be a little foire at the cafe. Almost. Oh. Oh dear, oh dear. That is a hell of a hedge. Effie's takes down Perry there with the Odin, and they continue to run the map now with a few rounds in their favor. It should be, again, another save coming out. We'll see what happens if they decide to fully save up for a few rounds of bye to come back on to version 1.
Yeah, man, you can feel the financial implications of everything, right? That's 2 rounds in a row where Perry has to try to save in order to keep their finances in a better spot. The previous round, not the one we just played, but the one before that worked out. But this time, they had to drop it. So you see investment out of Allow, you see investment out of Lakia, and as they call in a timeout on the side of NUTURN, I think this is a pivotal time too, because this half is still salvageable, right? You also have the Hunter's Fury, you have the Cosmic Divide, but the window for opportunity to get back in this map gets smaller and smaller every round.
Buying on the off rounds is a thing. They have a bit of flex and money. There's a few saving. There's a few buying armored up. I feel like they need to collectively get on the same page for NUTURN. Yeah, you have the Blade Storm. Yeah, you have this, that. It kind of works. There is full util around the board. But as soon... Okay, so we actually have Suggest going back over to 1. That feels a bit better. As soon as somebody like that... What are you doing to me, NUTURN? I guess we're just chatting. They haven't purchased yet. But I was wondering if they're going to save, if they're going to do these rounds. We saw when version 1 played Liquid, it was a slugfest on some of those maps of partial buys, keeping the econ going. And it's good to see that NUTURN wasn't flexing towards that. It's the kind of story I had going when I saw their buys. But keeping it safe here, they're all together on the buy as they get a tactical timeout going through. And let's talk about what we might want to see them do here. Because when they keep going up, they keep getting stopped by only a few bits of utility. And it seems more like that is based on not confident in going in the site rather than everybody going in, right? Only Allow pass through a Viper toxic screen on the last one. Everybody else could have basically passed through. They don't dash, but you're there. It just seems like that a bit of disjointedness for them is really, really hurting them.
Yeah, I would have to agree completely. And again,
they got to keep going with their util.
They have to, right? And again, it's just a point I was making earlier. It seems like NUTURN understand the gravitas of the moment. They have to invest in rifles. They have to make something happen here. They have certain tools to do it. Like I mentioned, they've got the Hunter's Fury, and this is a slightly different look, right? This time they're looking to work the middle of the map. Penny from the top rope, going fishing, looking for a little something on the Perry. Not going to find anything, but the thing is, V1 already has a considerable amount of information from droning through Garage, so they know there's no heavy hit coming that way. The spike is making his way towards A. As you see, Allow has taken top cat control. I wanted to see something a little different, and maybe it's off the backs of the Hunter's Fury from Lakia, but...
This is going to be NUTURN prepped here. And version 1 seeing these stars early means they're a bit in position as well. NUTURN with the aggression, 3 from A long as they head into the site, but a molly takes down Suggest.
You just can't work your way in, right? There's no entry between the gravity well, between the nano swarm, between the snake bites, between everything they throw at him. It's so hard to manage. Lakia's Hunter's Fury clearing out a little bit of space. Penny goes fishing. No, Penny doesn't land it. It looked like he thought he was done, but Lakia takes care of business. Allow gets 2 of his own, tries to get the 3rd, not able to do so. The lockdown coming out. And Solo has to run for the fences. Maybe he's... Oh, no.
Here's the bait. Can they bait him? Can they bait him? Lineups are there.
No, they're patient. Zelsis on the defuse. Gets it to half, but drops. Lakia looking to make a little magic happen as the dark gets cleaned up. Effie's alone in a 1v2. Oh my gosh! Effie's does it again! Are you kidding me?
Hope everybody has their earplugs in the studio right now. That is just absurd. The unthinkable from Effie's once again in the Odin transfer as he is standing in a family photo. They were looking at him dead in the eyes, and he's able to pull it off here to absolutely something else.
Dude, how? How? That might be the best Red Bull clutch we've seen the entire week. I mean, that was just out of control.
It reminds me of Leafs when their teams were playing Cloud9 Challengers. Oh my word.
Operator in the hands of Penny again. You see the willingness that NUTURN have in investing utility to clear out top cat, but much like we've mentioned so far in this half, they haven't been able to do anything with that. And Riv, you kind of wonder with the such a big momentum play, like what we just saw out of Effie's, you can almost, it's easy to feel the air just kind of sucked out of them. How do NUTURN respond?
It's tough. And Doug, look at this strat set up on defense by version 1. Sova's out of B site now. Anybody runs down lane, you run into a toxic wall, sonar bolt comes over, and you're supposed to be able to see who's in the site, but it's all going a little too slow there. There's the return by version 1.
Yeah.
And now they're looking. It's going to be real tough for Zelsis here. A great job by NUTURN to pull it back.
Yeah, I think the other key thing to remember there in that moment was Effie's had the Hunter's Fury, right? And he was playing off-site. You can actually see Vanity's about to walk right past the scene of the crime. So he was set up to try to invest that Hunter's Fury to control the site, to try to stop things from going the other way, but wasn't able to do so. Vanity.
Oh.
Vanity. All right, that was key out of NUTURN, right? Like they needed that, especially given how Effie just punched him in the mouth. That was an excellent response from NUTURN.
Get the blood flowing for the team. Get a few more alt points in there for NUTURN if they can keep themselves up in these rounds. Maybe start focusing a few orbs. They're resorting to the 3-2 each time. They feel like that's been working for them to feel something out, keep everybody protected, and have a flank watched by at least one side. You can see that Solo's over on the right there, and they do have lockdown. Hunter's Fury is there for Effie's. Again, an answer from version 1 possibly for this round. So can NUTURN find a way to get that ult out? Can they start making version 1 respect the agency and the control that NUTURN's trying to get around the map? Well, there's an answer right there.
And look at the
that was just out of Effie's.
Well, like look at the stylistic difference there, right? They know that Solo has the lockdown. Oftentimes you'll see a Hunter's Fury kept as like an ace in the hole as a counter to that lockdown, especially when you're on defense, to stop teams from being able to easily take the site. But Effie's invests that early on to try to clear out some space, and it was all off the back of how well they've read NUTURN, right? Like they thought they had a bead on where NUTURN was going to be.
The judge there for Vanity. Not to mention how much money that continues to put in their pockets as they buy that from round to round. NUTURN making a bit of noise as they drop in, but there's the ult we were expecting. Let's see if they can set this one up. See, they're waiting, but now the smokes are an afterthought. Everything's a bit slower. Here come the Viper bites, and everybody's going to take a bunch of damage and vulnerability when they come through. It just seems like it's not on pace for what needs to be happening versus version 1.
I've got your trail. 30 seconds
Seeker's
left.
coming out as well. This Vanity somehow stays alive. Oh, and the Viper's Pit's coming out as well, but Allow somehow has made his way deep into the belly of the beast undetected. Jamie's playing around his own Jello. No, he's going to drop. That's off the board as Allow tries to stay alive. There's Vanity's Judge taking care of business again. Perry clearing things out. Penny pushing his way in through tree. The path has been clear.
On tree. Wow.
Courtesy of Zelsis, and that's going to leave Solo and Perry alone. They've got a decent setup here. Perry has to stay alive. That's so difficult to deal with. Solo's in a great spot as well. This is certainly a winnable situation for NUTURN. The tap starts. Solo good for one, not able to get the second. That's going to leave Perry on an island. In a 1v2, the Cloudburst buying a little bit of time.
Half.
Penny gets it to half. Penny drops. Perry in the 1v1. And I don't know that Effys has enough time. He's got to stick the fight to him right now. He gets it, but is he going to get enough time for the defuse? No, he's not even going to try. Excellent response from NUTURN.
Oh, the difference in the rounds are very touch and go, and NUTURN is there on the edge to take one for themselves. But they are able to capitalize, Doug, and that's the only thing that matters at the end of the round. NUTURN coming back with a few here. Well done to just stop the action on the post plant and not allow V1 in. For some reason, they always solve the puzzle. They decipher what you're doing. Vanities comes in, kills a few. The double team on Cat, and then no one peeked. No one bought into the fake fight, the 1v1s, and Perry came up big. He's been waiting for his moment, and he solidified one there.
That boy's cold, ice in his veins, a desperately needed Red Bull clutch coming out of NUTURN there. As we mentioned, Riv, at the half, like, this is still a very salvageable round. That was a pivotal moment where they needed to make adjustments, and it seems like they've been able to capitalize a bit off of some of that momentum. A 7-5 half, given how the beginning of this map went, that feels like a win.
Beautiful push in. NUTURN vibing now. Feeling pretty good as they make their way into A once again.
You are divided.
That's the ultimate coming in from Astra. Cosmic Divide is there, and Allow is going to take a front row seat to heaven.
Oh, wow. The shock dart was there, and the Judge was there as well. And you look at Solo. Solo's off the play right now. He's still on top Cat because he's worried about that. He was worried about Penny. Now they have to push their way through. The Cosmic Divide just narrowly keeping a member of version 1 alive. For NUTURN, Vanity has already tapped it. They started, but they're pulling off. Lakia has the Hunter's Fury, but Effys is going hunting. Lakia's already good for one, but Perry read it like a book. He was playing in wine. There's the Hunter's Fury. Penny gets it to half. But I don't know if he's going to get enough. No, the Hunter's Fury comes in at just the right time.
Beautiful.
Keeping things alive for NUTURN and getting him to a 7-5 half. What a shift, Riv.
I am also such a big fan of Lakia's ults. The mechanic he uses, if you didn't see it, he pulls the ultimate up from the ground so it's hidden until the final moment when your opponent can see it. That actually caused Penny to have to dash, I'm sorry, Penny to have to dash away. So, or to say Allow. Now I'm getting all confused here.
We'll see if we can see it, but you're right. It's a really cool thing. Look at the trajectory of the Hunter's Fury on your screen there and how it comes down and then pops back up. As you were saying, Rick, that like hides where the trajectory is. That hides. It gives him just a split second to try to dance around that. Very beautiful by Lakia.
Seeing the name switch in the top right and then Penny being back on right. I was like, wait, okay, what? It gets you. It gets you. 7-5 here as they start off, and hey, wouldn't you know, that's an A.
And dude, like version 1 plays so hard on this like post-plant utility that Jamie's that entire entry was not even close to the site, right? Like that was a that was gross by Perry. That was just like a 4-man take that version 1 attempted, and NUTURN handled that with ease. I think if that's the plan, is just totally leaving Jamie's off of the entry like they did on Haven, that pistol suggests that may not work.
Yeah. Perry waiting. Very good. Thrust, Perry. Ah, yes. Just what a round from him. They're feeling it now. Now, for a moment, I mean, you never doubt yourself, but you're like, why can't I shoot? Why does it feel like I should be hitting these shots, but not? It's a very dangerous spot to be in. NUTURN shaking all those cobwebs off. Now they're feeling it. This is the game we wanted to get in this series all throughout, and I hope we get to a map 3 for this. Allow's going to be pushing forward to start things off here on the second round by.
Yeah, considerable gun advantage in favor of NUTURN, just pistols for version 1, and it's gone about as well As you would expect, Lakia just continues to pile it on. A Prime Gaming flawless round for NUTURN as we're tied up at 7 apiece. Now version 1 are going to have better weaponry. This is still a great bonus round for NUTURN, so you even question, like, given how the momentum is going your way, do you kind of risk it and invest a little bit here instead of just riding the gravy train all the way to Flavortown? It's tough to say, but for V1, they're going to have a little bit to fight back with here.
Little Prime Gaming flawless. And it was quick. I think as well, you know, Prime Gaming flawless is good to see come in, but for NUTURN, that feels good. Confidence again in the fact that what they're doing is working. A little Nisu around the board, and they're ready for another round. 7-7 now. We're all tied up on Ascent for NUTURN versus version 1.
So Justin and Lakia both have rifles. Spectres the rest of the way. You see Allow has already taken a little bit of damage as V1 look to work the middle of the map. They've got the Astral Star back closer to defensive spawn to deny some info if they try to push their way in that way. And this feels just like enough that NUTURN have to respect it, right? They've made presence across the middle of the map. They've shot down the wall, and it's just like, it's a threat. It's like, hey, baby, we could be here.
And I love the wall that they use over here, V1. They've been using utility windows, and by that I mean when smokes are going up and down, walls are falling, that's when they're taking their shots. Those small windows to find small frags and get themselves ahead in the round. Now trying to recuperate what could be Effie's body. Effie's gets one, and he takes down Lakia.
Dude, that was huge. Lakia was the only one on the site, and he was really kind of flanked in. Lakia had to go nuts there for NUTURN, but now version 1 have full control of the site. You see Allow and the remaining members of NUTURN starting to mosey their way over, but as they walk over, they just kind of get mowed down. Perry, again, alone on the opposite side of the map, has to save a weapon, or attempt to save a weapon to try to get into the next round, because they're not going to have much else to work with, Rev.
V1 again feeling that confidence in the first shots as they make their way into the sites with a decent amount of utility. Again, next round, watch for version 1, having Jammies off by himself with that wall, just an info grabber. Vanity, the rest of the team will mill about the map, and they'll find themselves something that feels like success that allows them to go to the next thing. Beautiful audio shot and prediction there coming out of Perry. See if he can do a little bit more damage here. This would actually help a lot. Armor off. Armor off is a big help. It's another grand, so at least they get a little bit there. Nice job by Perry at the end.
Oh, Lakia, again, Lakia was in a really good spot here, and he almost caught Effie's, right? When they first caught each other, it was a swing out. Effie's had utility out. Lakia needed to get that kill to control that area of the map on the hit onto B. Wasn't able to do so. Slightly different Viper wall here. Coming out from Jammies and an op in the hands of Allow.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing about this op, and it's he's got some armor. Got like a bikini armor on. He's got half. He's good though. He's not a naked opper. And we'll see a quick shot to start things off towards tiles. That's going to alert version 1 that there's an op on the board. So now they might want to close these angles and use a bit more util to push whatever that op angle might be on the side of NUTURN's defense. Jammy's already pushed up behind that necessary flash. And again, Jammy's alone until they need it. He's grabbing info, letting him know what he sees. Vanity can then make it happen across the map.
Hunter's Fury coming up from Effie's to clear out Tree, and then the team's going to follow shortly thereafter. Penny with the dash, going to have the first type, but the flash was there. The flash stops everything. Version 1 are stuffed as NUTURN hold fast. They've mowed down the members of V1. Effie's is the last one standing in a 1v5. NUTURN not going away, not going quietly into that good night as they put up one hell of a fight.
And they read this so nicely with what was happening around the map. Again, quietness from version 1. NUTURN said power and numbers towards A as they slowly put all their util into position to shut down what version 1 was trying to do.
30 seconds left.
Looks like they won't get too much more use out of Effie's. They may try to push him at the end here. But we're possibly seeing NUTURN be able to start to control the economy game if they can get enough off of version 1 over the next few rounds. And that's going to be pivotal because version 1 right now just are on top of the fundamentals. They're on top of the plays overall. So every little bit that NUTURN can get back here is very big.
Yeah, Effie's looking to do a little bit of what Perry did a couple of rounds ago, but you're going to be tied up at 8 apiece. Now, one other thing that I want us to keep an eye on, because we saw it earlier in the half, and that seems to be a pivotal conditioning area for really both sides, is the middle of the map. In the previous round, there was an alarm bot smack dab in the middle. You see it on the minimap that never got triggered, so there are a few things to think about here. Number one, Version 1 don't know exactly the spot of that, right? Like, so it's not like they can drop a shock dart from far away to clear it out. And NUTURN still have, it's the exact same spot. You see it, right? There's no reason to change that around. They can control that area of the map with relative ease. They don't have to worry about it because that alarm bot hasn't gone off. Now for V1, they're hard going A Riv.
And they have the off too. On the side of defense, not positioned. It's over towards B here for Allow. So this could be a hard retake.
Oh, this
beautiful job so far by NUTURN getting back into these sites. See if they can do it again. The flashes have been what has successfully got them the frags, and Perry's there alone to get 2.
Riv, this is the exact same look that we saw from V1 on the pistol. Jammies was in the same spot. The investment that they made into the round is the exact same, and would you believe it, the outcome is the same as well. They try to funnel 4 in from A long and leave Jammies off, and NUTURN just handle it so well. That's the second time they try that. It doesn't work.
The plays are being read. That's usually what happens when you say, wait, where did the initiation from version 1 go? Because the plays were read. The shock bolts, the sonar bolts didn't give any info. And this is what it looks like when NUTURN is then able to shut down a V1 strategy. They know it. They're feeling it, and they just need to replicate that over and over. And right now, it feels like they can do that without a problem. 3 ultimates ready for them. They can start to domino those ults round per round and make sure it's a bit more successful for them. And you can see version 1 now wants the tactical timeout, since those rounds seemed like the most chaotic rounds for version 1 in the entire series so far of 2 games.
Yeah, and NUTURN have won 4 of the last 5. They look really good on this half, and hopefully we have this awesome stats dude in the background who's making our jobs infinitely easier. He makes us look way smarter than we actually are. But I want to confirm, I believe this is the first time that NUTURN have the lead. Yeah, this is the first time they have the lead the entire map.
Yeah, I was statsing that one out as we went along, and it's wild to think about, honestly, with the caliber of both teams coming in, the preparation we've seen from them on each map that they play, and these agent compositions that they come through with. I think, you know, always seeing NUTURN run this same composition, maybe the homework was done. Version 1, you can start to say the same thing once they got jammies. They haven't switched up too much, but it does seem like the sub is not affecting version 1 whatsoever because of the way they play jammies on the side of the map. If he does lose a 1v1, it happens. The info's grabbed, and Vanity's still running a strat here. So we'll see if, now looking at NUTURN's side, what their setup is, how they would be able to stop what's happening here from version 1 as we get back in. And a lot of the stars are towards that A side. Again, coverage on what they have towards that alt orb is a lot of what they like to do. Knowing the other team isn't successfully building themselves up for free, and getting a little bit of pressure and knowledge of what could start at A here. So 5 seconds in, looks like we will get a little back and forth on the A alt orb.
Pulling them in.
See, trading gravity wells, but the one difference is that NUTURN hit a little bit harder in this instance, as Allow has the op. Zelsis has worked his way forward to try to get the ult orb, and yeah, you got it, but it costs Zelsis his life. Penny looking to do a bit of the same. So you mentioned, Riv, at the beginning of the round, the ult orbs and how important they would be this round. Both of them have already been collected, and now V1 with the Blade Storm, they've got the opportunity to reset, right? They have plenty of time. Well, they did lose Zelsis, but
right. And that play, honestly, might have just been a good mind game by NUTURN. Usually you see Suggest at A, so you're not expecting a quick flash to come around the corner, but Suggest being at B, NUTURN start to divvy up where they play each other, but Penny says, we'll take 1 right back.
Penny already good for 1. They make the noise, they get the kill, and then they get the heck out of dodge. You see him flipping the map. Penny looking for a bit more as now he works his way up the middle. Now there's that alarm bot I mentioned earlier. That's going to give some away, and the door's down as well. It's so hard to get through that when you don't have the weaponry. Penny's just going to stick the fight to him. Good for 1, good for 2. Third on the round as he manages to stay alive with 88 health, but they're hunting. They know where Penny is. They're out looking for blood. Solo just slowly patiently waiting. The onus is on Penny. How patient is he? Not able to land the burst. He gets cleaned up, but Effie's with what the Sheriff does, and it's gone absolutely as we all predicted, right? At the beginning of this round, somehow V1 find themselves with the numbers advantage. A thrifty round win, first one of the series, and a statement out of V1. That pause could not have come at a better time.
Again, if NUTURN takes a round, version 1 stops the bleeding immediately. Somehow they come through, and a lot of the times, it's not a coin flip. It's just Penny coming through, making it happen when these rounds, like we said, you need to go for the throw on economy, right? If they're going to start building up a bit of bank, let's hit them harder than they're going to hit us, and that's what version 1 brought into the fight. I love the play from NUTURN too. The dart over that Astra smoke to kill everybody coming through, but version 1, again, adapting to the situation.
This map certainly has been back and forth. It seems like neither team is ready to go away quite yet. For version 1 here, while it's been rocky, I mean, really, with the exception of 2 rounds, it's been NUTURN the entire way.
Yeah.
They're looking to work the middle of the map. There are 2 players from NUTURN that are already there. You just saw Loud dash his way out towards safety, and that was strictly info grabbing for V1.
Suggest waiting. Doesn't get any tag there.
Need that back. Taking that back.
Perry
Oh,
just
man,
getting
they
some
know.
stars back.
Yeah, look at that. They know, right? NUTURN started to rotate off. You saw Perry pull the stars back because they know at this point that the hit's going to be towards
Solo.
A, and then that's a confirmation. Look at Lakia just used the dart in B to make sure that nobody was pushing up. Now they can fully commit towards the A side of the map. Perry's in a critical spot. Solo is as well. Solo good for 1.
Just aging over there in wine. Dougie, he gets it. Perry still stands tall in mid, and they had a lot of mid action before, so why would, you know, version 1 think there would still be some people there? Great job by NUTURN to mix it up once again. 13 seconds onto this, and it looks like it's going to fizzle out for version 1 here. Suggest has a real good idea, but catches himself in the air. And Zelstis is going to hang out here. NUTURN is really starting to find their groove. I think what we saw happen on Haven, most of all, was as version 1 took the lead, NUTURN got into a phase of a not wanting to lose play style. And when you play to not lose, you're not aggressive. You're not controlling. You're not doing things that are regular to what you would see for NUTURN. Here, they're playing to win. Once again, back in the driver's seat, feeling confident about their plays, and we're seeing a much different NUTURN, the one we expected to see coming into the series.
Absolutely, and that's what has them in this position. Again, for the second time this map, they have the lead, and for the last few, it's been a little back and forth from both squads, and V1 just hasn't really been able to find a way in. Riv, like NUTURN, they've read them, they've been a step ahead of them for the majority of this half, and look at the space that Solo's taking away, ensuring that Lakia can get the Hunter's Fury, get that ult orb to bring that ultimate online. Now they have an even more powerful tool at their disposal, making things look even more bleak for V1 here. And they've lost Penny already.
Slow move up. Orb's already been confiscated. 4 ults on the side of version 1, 3 up here on the side of NUTURN. All of those quite impactful for a site take. Still, wall put up on the right side. That push-up, though, from Perry gives them a great idea that they can start leaning over towards B. We see Suggest again for NUTURN back onto Cat, and this looks like it's going to be the execute coming in, and Allow is ready.
Allow already taking care of Jamie. Suggest was waiting for Vanity as well, getting a taste of his own medicine as the judge cleans him up. And again, for version 1, just not a whole lot of room to work with, not a whole lot of room to breathe. NUTURN's defenses have held up very well. Of course, as I say that, Effie's gets a 2-piece to drop Solo and Allow. Lakia drops as well, and by golly, Riv, they've gotten onto the site. They also have the lockdown at Zelstis. That's going to give them a bit of room to breathe, but no, Suggest cleans up 1. He is going to be able to get the spike down. Oh, but the timing! Oh, the timing! Zelstis just narrowly gets it down, but isn't able to do anything past that. NUTURN get to 11. We've got a map.
Absolutely we do. That's going to be closer on deck. Seekers for Suggest. Great retake. Confident play there. Version 1, you can see just how scary these rounds can be for NUTURN with people just coming up with 2-3Ks on these site takes at the last moment. So NUTURN reacting so well to these instances where they might be down in numbers immediately or even in numbers and then playing it to their favor. Boop. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Some gentleman's warfare. Yell nice. That's what we love to see. I absolutely love everything we've been getting out of the player cams. It's so fun to watch these players, and they look like they're having a blast here. NUTURN, a little bit more so on this map than the last one, I'd say, Doug, as they have, like you said, 11-9 and close to that game point.
Yeah, and V1, they have a mixed buy here. You see a couple of Spectres and a couple of Sheriffs, so not what they're going to want to bring into this thing, and you kind of feel that pressure as NUTURN, one round away, from being on map point. This is a pivotal round for V1. Somehow looking to pull really a miracle out of their hat, some magic to kind of flip the economy here.
I see the Cosmic Divide Viper Pit strat available for version 1. They love to do this. It's kind of one of my favorite combos to see because you're just on the other side of Cosmic Divide and you see this wall grow through it. It is a save round. I don't know if they'll try to execute it here. Allow coming up with almost 2 as Effies and Penny trade back.
Well, dude, they've already invested the Hunter's Fury. What more are they willing to invest as they're getting mowed down? But things are really being traded back and forth. Vanity's alone. Vanity good for 1. Vanity, the captain of version 1. Trying to make some magic. No way he takes that. Oh my gosh, Vanity, a Red Bull clutch and a damn good one at that. As Vanity gets 3, the economy's busted. What a response from North American representatives.
What can't this man do? Honestly. Cat Ears leading the team, calling the shots, making the shots. Holy moly, the pressure's on and it just feels like ankle weights for him, nothing more. What, just the consideration in the Spectre Dwarbala. You know what I mean, Doug?
I do.
Kayota, let's go. 11-10 here, NUTURN. Like you said, the economy's going to be a bit in shambles, but we'll see if NUTURN can right the ship. It's V1's finding a way to do it.
And look, they're dialing up something a bit more aggressively here, understanding they have NUTURN on the ropes as they're going to try to dash their way in, but the Hunter's Fury coming out from Lakia, looking to equalize things. Suggest playing down low. He's going to get dropped as V1 fully crack that bad boy open like an egg. You've got Solo on the flank, but you've got Jamie's just a step ahead as Lakia's left alone. Now, yes, all he had was classic, but I think you really have to stress the importance of the previous round. As we mentioned it, from a financial perspective, that very well could decide the map and the series.
One of the most impactful rounds for sure, and the fact that it has been twice now, even more times throughout the series, that V1's able to just pull it back on the next round while being down in money. Penny from his signature box from the clutch the other day there, just hiding right under the feet of his opponents. Clutches that as well. I should say gets the round for the team. 11-11 as we enter round 23. Ultimates up for a few on each side. The Seekers and a lockdown could be imperative here for NUTURN to retake the site. That Viper wall again over towards A. Just really making NUTURN think if they're there. Seeing it a few times, they leave it alone. They say, fine, we'll play retake. Killjoy has utility there. And here are the Seekers we see first. How can they work off of these? The smoke in mid may kind of just nullify this, but they know what a slight position of version 1 is now.
Yeah, I think even more than that, Riv, V1 had some aggressive posturing. They wanted to work that way, right? They wanted to work the middle of the map, but the Seekers pushed them back and forced them to reset things a bit differently. It looks like they're still considering leaning towards a B hit, a mid-B split. But that certainly buys them time, and Perry left undetected. The gravity well's going to come through as well as Penny drops. Perry looking for more, not able to get it as he gets traded out. Jammies, the sub, comes huge for V1 as 2 drop on the side of NUTURN. Solo's got to go big. Solo's got to go big, good for 1. Gets traded back out as version 1 have easy access onto A here. Oh, no! The Viper Fit was there, but to just stops it. That gives him so much room to work with as they dance around the generator node. Celsius comes up big as well, and is now Lakia in a 1v2. The damage Lakia's there!
Oh my god!
Lakia brings it back straight under. NUTURN will not go away.
You said what about Effie's Red Bull clutch there, Doug? Oh my word, the Sovas are popping off today. You can wear a cape, sir. You can wear a cape. What a play by Lakia. Literally flying off the balcony under the pressure of a swarm. And then he still is able to capitalize on the play. And these are the plays right here. And they realized it was happening when they heard him running, but you were able to fake out every other pro player in the game. That peak moment when you are in the minds of your opponents and you just solve the puzzle so quick. Look at that. Head in hands. Head in hands, Doug.
They're like, dude, what just happened? What just happened? Now NUTURN's on map point. Blade Storm's online. They do have full rifles, and oh, Riv, 2 judges for NUTURN.
NUTURN holding a great defense. Divide comes up immediately. The pressure's on from version 1 to see how NUTURN react.
Lockdown's there. There's no other positioning, so this is not a fake. It really seems like they want to go this way. Penny's going to dash his way forward. Staying alive on the other side of the Cosmic Divide. The judge not good there, but allows Phantom was. Penny still dances around the smoke, trying to stick the matter to him. As they've gotten the spike down, so far so good, right? They checked that box off, but the thing is, there's no real, no advantageous setup for post plants, right? Like, there is no investment of utility that can help them here. If things go sideways, they're just gonna take the fight. They're gonna take the fight, and Jamie's is already good for one. Looking for a second, no! A whirling dervish of reticles flying around as nobody's able to land the shots. A 2v2 here, as things slow down for just a moment. Perry's position's been given away, but they've got to know Vanity's there. The spike continues to tick away. If you're NUTURN, you've got to go here, baby. Perry drops. It's all on the hands of Allow. Can he get the defuse? No, he cannot, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, baby, we're going to overtime.
Last player standing.
Down to the last drop on that play, and this is what we're getting. Everybody trading on these shots. The closest of plays to come down to an overtime now to see who will stay in that upper bracket. NUTURN of version 1 here. And what a game so far for NUTURN to pull themselves back from that first map. Just absolutely forget about it and now put up this showing. We see the scoreboard here maybe on the second one, and it's only been a few rounds that version 1 has really been able to pull in their favor here, as it's really been this half coming in beautifully for NUTURN. So we're getting there though. Now it's OT, so erase all that. Let's see what we got, Doug.
Operator in the hands of Penny. Because of the overtime rules, that means he's not going to have armor.
Right.
Which is going to be rocking that glass cannon. See that smoke go up, go down. I think, Riv, I think he saw it. I think he saw the barrel Solo's gun. And look at, look at the utility usage from version 1 onto A. I mean, that thing's lit up like a Christmas tree. There's so much there, but Allow somehow gets through undetected anyway.
Vanity loves to play the smoke a bit. They will walk out. Here come the darts over just for a bit of damage. The double dart, actually, already landed for the shock darts. And here comes the rest of the play. Great job by NUTURN setting up the post plant. This is going to be a tough one for version 1.
Oh my gosh, and Solo's on the flank as well. They don't move. This may be ugly. Vanity already good for one. Suggest trades it back out as Effie's joins in on the fun. Spike continues to tick away. There's Solo. We saw him on the flank. Solo's got a chance. Solo onto Penny. Solo onto Vanity.
Last player.
Or Xel6, excuse me, and now it's Effie's. Effie's once again in a 1v1. Perry
Oh
the
my
swing.
God!
Effie's comes up huge again.
When does he not come up clutch? Absolutely absurd. I want to call a shout out to Jammies as well on that play. As he pushed A main, he cut off Wine with a Viper Bite, not allowing a push coming in from that person to get the 1v1 situation. Yep. Everything that happened there again from version 1's retake. Oh my word, the end of these rounds are absurd.
My gosh, Effie's. Right, and like you look at this roster, and I want to take nothing away from Effie's because I think for the entire time of Valorant, he's shown how cracked out he can be, but he's not the first person you think of to do stuff like that. And how many times this week, Riv, has he been the hero that version 1 is needed?
Many times, whether it was the lineups, whether it's just all-out play, he has been able to do it when called upon. 13-12, Doug. This could be it for NUTURN in the upper bracket here. Version 1 looking to solidify a game point.
All right, the hard hit onto B. The dash comes through as Penny makes his way across. The shock dart trying to clear him out. And they're going. I mean, they're working their way in, but Solo big. Solo's already gotten 2. The gravity well is going to try to pull Zelsis out from that corner, thinking that's where the spike is going to go. Solo, how much more do you have in you? Solo good for 4. The ace is stopped at the hands of Zelsis. Now Zelsis in a 1v3 to try to put NUTURN away. He's got some utility. He's got full armor. Cloudburst denying info. No, he's not able to do it.
Oh,
the Cloudburst was there. Laki is going to get the defuse, and oh, baby, we're going again.
We are go again, and I want to call attention, not a mistake, not anything, but to the nerves right now. We saw Lakia shock dart. One hit Penny straight on. The next one went into the wall in front of Lakia. These players, as well as any of the viewers and fans out there, are just as much on the edge of their seat, sweating this one out. And what a game, what a map 2 we have so far. NUTURN turning on the afterburners to keep it going. And we're gonna see if they can keep it happening here as we go into round 27.
Jamie's Viper's wall going up. No operator in the hands of Penny once again. So gets a little peek early on, not gonna land onto anything. As much like we saw earlier in the half, or in the map, excuse me, the drone clearing out the middle as they try to exploit it. Allow has taken that space, and again, Alau's not able to do anything with it. Jamie's takes care of him.
Fake on B right now from NUTURN. Fake on B. Version 1 is set up on the Sova Dart retake, so there's not much of a bite. We can see the rotation from Vanity right now, and all the way back across. That thwarts the entirety of the play. Spike's not supposed to show like that. Unfortunately, that was seen by Penny. And now NUTURN have to come up with a second play on the round.
On the benefit for NUTURN here is that they had mid control, right? So they can invest back that way easily. Although things went a little bit sideways, they can adjust with just over 40 seconds left in the round. It seems like they're trying to potentially work their way around. Yeah, Lakia deep in. And how many times did we see Lakia cause problems from this exact spot in regulation time? And by golly, he's doing it again. Effie's drops. That's not a safe way to go anymore, and that should give them a bit more room, them being NUTURN, to try to get onto A. The spike or the clock continues to tick down, so they've got to go A here. There's really no other option, and they're walking into Penny's operator. The jiggle, the knife, nothing showing. Great patience out of Penny, but his position's been given away. He has to dash out. Zelsis is good for 1. 7 bullets left. 5 seconds left on the clock. They've got to get the spike down. Perry just playing in the nick of time, but Suggest comes up big. He takes care of him. The spike goes down. Now, it's on Jamie's Seeker, giving his position away. As Jamie's has to come up big. Jamie's good for 1. The kill gets traded. NUTURN take the lead.
Beautifully played by NUTURN there. The double peek is all you needed. They walked out together, hip in hip. Great fundamental play there to secure the round, but it means so much. Match point once again now on the side of NUTURN here as version 1 look to keep this one alive for themselves.
What a map this has been. My goodness, it's delivered, and this was kind of like the tail of the tape, right? This is what people were excited for and hoping for in this matchup.
Yep. And Doug, I question what was NUTURN's second strat for that round. How were they going to come back, right? Oh my word, were they able to do it after using quite a bit of utility on aim, on out aiming. Version 1, here we go, round 28.
Version 1 backs against the wall. Whoa. Jamie's got messed up there, man. He's going to have to peel back a little bit, but Penny is taking the middle of the map. No, the Nano Swarm's there. Tags him up a bit, but they somehow clear him out of logs. Anyway, Lakia mows down 2 members of version 1, as now he's anchoring still back on the site, retreats to safety, 1 point away from having the 100. Keep that in mind. The drone comes up big as well. 12 seconds left. They've got to know he's back there. They've got to know he's back there. Allowing Suggest swing out. Version 1's left to very little as Vanity and Effie's trying to keep it alive, but no, it's not going to happen. Oh my God. Pushed around. They got beaten. They got battered, but they're the last ones standing on Ascent.